Hello everyone and welcome to State of the Game number 123 on the 5th of June. I can't believe it's already almost halfway through the year in its entirety. Anyway, like I said before in the intro, I am going to get through the hot topics and all of the news and all that headlines. I need to find a better title for this segment, or what will become a segment, probably TLDR or something like that. So just the notes for you before we get into the conversation with Frederick, the weapons guy. If you're here for that news, here it is. So, patch 3.1 went live on Monday and included a lot of fix for the NPC issues that we talked about with Drew in the previous State of the Game. If you haven't caught that, you can check YouTube or the past broadcasts on Twitch, or actually the podcast. I'll push the podcast for you as well. All of the changes can also be found on the forum. The accuracy issues, which you may know as the bullet registration issues or perceived bullet registration issues, we'll talk about that in detail with Frederick soon. They were reported on PS4 and other platforms when using the accuracy platform on the shooting range. That's important. We've investigated this, and there is a specific issue that affects the shooting range, specifically the lane when you can measure accuracy. There's an issue where some bullets are basically blocked by the environment in that lane, which causes the accuracy to go down, as these bullets then do not hit the targets. Okay, so you're not going crazy. There are issues. In the shooting range. We have made sure to verify this is an issue only in the shooting range and can confirm this does not happen in other parts of the game.
On all platforms.
On all platforms. And we'll talk about people were asking if that's about the raid and that sort of thing. We'll get to that in a sec. But no. No maintenance on Thursday, tomorrow. It's just a Swedish public holiday, but there will be possible maintenance on Friday, so stay tuned for Twitter updates on all of that. TU4 is now on the PTS. The gunner is on the PTS, and we would appreciate if you could test it. There was an issue with the instant unlock of the specialization, but is that fixed now or soon? Soon. I've already seen a bunch of people testing it because they did the whole specialization journey. It's great that you tested it. I saw Nick, Chu, and Streamer House and everyone were playing around with it, so super cool to see that in action. To unlock the gunner once it arrives on the live servers, though, you will be spent on special field research. This can be tested on the PTS as well. Like I said, people have already done that. The Year 1 Pass owners as well will immediately unlock the gunner, but will also be able to do the special field research that unlocks unique cosmetic items. All right, speaking of weapons, Frederick,
Hi.
Weapons guy.
Hey.
How you doing?
It's been a while.
Now we get into the discussion portion of the show. Hopefully all that news has regards. But if all you wanted was quick news, that's it. And if you hate Frederick, you can leave.
Aww.
I don't know. Why do you hate
fine.
Frederick? So rude.
How rude.
So Frederick, for the people who haven't had the opportunity to see you on stream and all of that, who are you and what do you do?
So my name is Frederick Thailander. I work on weapons and RPG specializations, which we'll talk about today, and all the controls and movement and stuff. I'm a designer.
Ah, you're a designer. Okay. How do you feel about the gunner now being visible?
I think it's going to be great.
And all of that.
Yeah.
It's, how do you feel? Do you feel differently with the gunner compared to the previous specializations? Because the way people experience it is different.
Well, it's also, we made this when already knowing what a specialization would be and what it would mean for the game. So like, it's a different thing to make a new specialization once you've already made the feature of specializations.
Not to overlook the changes to specializations in TU4 and that sort of thing, which we'll go into details on very soon. For people who haven't seen the gunner, I think we have a picture of it that we can.
We could at least bring up
in a sec. We'll dig that out and bring it up in just a second. So for the people who don't know what we're talking about, what is this gunner they talk about?
For those that maybe haven't reached the end game, for instance.
Oh, that could be entirely true. What skills, weapons, skill tree, what are some of the things in there for the gunner that are unique and interesting?
So the gunners is all about sustained fire and this fantasy of standing out in the open with a big minigun, right? Okay. So we made a fold-up minigun. We made sure that you get some cool talents that allow you to tank damage. Yes,
I would love to take a look at the photo of the gun. That would be really cool.
So yeah, let's do it.
That is exactly the one. So I think this is the kind of the core of what the specialization revolves
This is what
around.
you'll be lugging around.
It's serious business. I really love, I watched it today on Nick Chu's stream after he'd unlocked it, which was an epic event in of itself. And you would think the reload would be like some crazy belt that you'd have to
See, the whole thing is just about this ability to just stand and shoot for a long time. With this thing, it's not about standing out in the open and reloading, because this is our first instance of a heavy weapon. You can't shoot this from cover. You can't roll and sprint while this is out. This is a heavy weapon, right? So we wanted it to just be something when you bring this out, that's a special moment where you just get to stand and spray bullets. And so the reload is mercifully short on it, actually.
I did not expect the pump action, just like and then just
Keep
railing.
going. Yeah, I know.
impressive.
It's in service of the game. So another aspect is like, okay, so I'm there. I want to knock some people down with this continuous fire. So the skill is a new variant of the pulse that does like a banshee scream or like a banshee pulse in a cone in front of you.
Okay, hold up.
Yep.
Before we move on to the next stuff, people noticed in the screenshot 13.2K.
Oh yeah, but that's because
damage.
it's 1,000 RPM as well. Like this will do a lot of good damage, and this was also a screenshot taken at World Tier 1. So.
Okay, and also this is on. What build was this on? This is you took
This
this
is
on your
today
computer.
just on my machine, so
Okay.
I can't guarantee that all of the numbers are like accurate to endgame.
Okay, good to know. All right, so take this with a grain of salt. But
But if you do
RPM
find it lacking on the PTS, tell us.
All right, yeah, exactly. So this is on the PTS. That's important to note. People who have experienced it, watched it, played it themselves. Now is the time to give feedback on it. I think it's really cool that we can put this up on the PTS before it's out live, because if we can, do those final tweaks to make it extra special,
Absolutely.
then that's really cool. All right, I'll allow you to move on now.
Right.
So
Other pieces of the kit.
other pieces of the gunner puzzle. You
So
mentioned
reminder,
the Banshee stuff.
the Specializations have a gun, their own grenade type, which for this is a riot foam grenade, so you can stick someone and then shoot them, which is good. They have this Banshee skill, which will cause the confuse status effect, which is normally associated with tear gas, right? In a cone in front of them, even if things are behind cover. So NPCs will stand up and be confused and stuff like that, so that you can then mow them down.
Okay.
In PvP, it doesn't do confuse because that's frustrating. So it does disrupt instead and causes people to not be able to use their skills. So it's not quite as punishing in PvP.
Okay, it's good to note the differences.
Yeah.
The is there an audio indicator for this happening?
So when someone's about to launch it, you'll see the warning on the ground of the area where it will happen if you're in PvP. Because it has a little bit of a startup. And you can also press and hold it to extend its range if you want to aim it and hit people further away. And then you'll see that cone for longer if you're in PvP.
But there's an element of it being telegraphed a bit.
Yeah, that's definitely telegraphed.
Only in PvP. Does the AI pick up on it?
The
in
AI
PvE?
doesn't pick up on it. They don't know what this is. This is new tech for DC, right? They've never seen something like this.
Interesting. Okay, cool. No, I like that. It's cool to have that trade-off of what is, in some cases, I guess, a skill shot that you can make the trade-off of, do I want to get it out nice and quick, or right, I'm going to be really interested to see exactly how that works. For the people that are asking about leaving PTS feedback, the forums are the best place.
Yes, the official
for
Ubisoft forums.
That's the best place for us to catalog things. I know people love to give their opinions in Twitch chat, and we love it, and also on Twitter, and that's great. But for us
It's more
to be
transient.
it's transient. It's cool to get a good read. I love having those conversations on Twitter. It's really good to get, a feeling for it. But there's not a lot we can do with a feeling. I mean, it helps, but the stuff that really makes a difference is the concise, written.
Good write-ups or videos.
Sure, exactly. But the forums, and it's more, it will exist for longer.
Yeah.
So we can go back through it. All right. Was it confirmed that we still have to do the challenges to unlock the new class in the PTS? We did talk about that before.
Right now,
Right now
true.
on the PTS, you do have to do the special field research. You won't have to do that soon. Yes, stay tuned for that. But it is intended that you'll be able to just try it out straight away. So we mentioned the Banshee, the Riot Foam Grenade.
It's got some cool talents as well. I think we can bring up just a view of the tree. I think that could be fun.
That could be cool.
Because the tree, that's the one. Because the tree has changed for the other specializations as well.
I see down in the bottom left all the
Right,
different
that's
weapons,
the big
right?
thing. So any specialization can pick any weapons to spec into, but they can't spec into all of them. So you're no longer bound to specific weapons with specific specializations. We felt like it was inhibiting build creativity a little too much.
Man, you're giving me more choices?
More choices.
Dude.
So I think that'll be cool because some
That's cool.
some new builds will be possible. You still see in the very bottom left that if you do spec into the weapon that we feel is associated with this spec, that's how you get the weapon mod unlocked.
Interesting.
Right? So there's still some flavor there, but it doesn't prohibit you from making, an AR build with any spec.
Okay, am I right to assume that for the sharpshooter tree, which
Yeah.
I know best, to unlock that scope, you
Yeah.
have to be...
Yeah, on the marksman.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good to know.
So I think that's a good middle ground between keeping the flavor of it, but like opening up the meta for new builds.
Okay. I saw some other things because, again, thanks, Nick, for going through the tree earlier on your stream.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
There's a few things in there that I found really interesting. There was some reload speed stuff.
Right.
Do you remember?
On the gunner,
Yes.
we have
The gunner
I
tree?
think we have a screenshot of that, the coupler.
Oh, okay.
One?
We'll take a look at that in a sec.
Yeah.
How does that
So it's
work
all the
specifically?
theme.
I
I think so.
That is the coupler. All right.
So the theme of this is just one example of the talents that you get on the gunner. The theme of the gunner is spraying a lot of bullets, providing your team with ammo. So like the passive team benefit is that you actually grant ammo replenishment to your team by just being in their team, so that everybody will get ammo. You'll get like reloads faster. It's all about lots and lots of bullets, right?
Yeah. The question is with this one, there's 3 tiers of it, right?
So it goes down to the third reload.
That was the question.
Yeah.
Is it that you would go to 100% and then 50%? I mean, 150%?
No, it decreases the cadence. So
Interesting.
every third reload is faster.
Good.
Once it's maxed out.
Thank you for clarifying that. There was some. Now I'm trying to remember the tree myself.
Oh, sorry.
There was another one in there that I found interesting that I can't remember now. What else was in the tree?
So there's one where if you're standing still, you get. I think we have a screenshot of that as well.
Okay.
But anyway, when you're standing still, you get bonuses because it's all about like this big gun where you get to stand still and shoot, right? So it's about this heavy mechanic.
Okay, that's not the couple. Cody is asking in chat, can I reload my
Yes.
SMG 4 times
I
during
wasn't-
the BTS like
Opening.
wait time?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Before.
Math with Solid was like my favorite stream that I've seen this week.
Oh, nice.
Honestly, if you're not following Solid FPS and want to know
You
all the
should,
theory
yeah.
crafting behind the Division in depth, Solid FPS.
He's gonna have field day with the new tree then.
Yes, because one of the things that is in the tree, I remember now, is the special ammo for your group if you get a kill and you
Without
keep your
releasing
finger on the
the-
trigger, right?
Yeah, so I mean, every spec has some talent that grants SIG ammo to the group, which will be a segue to how we've changed SIG ammo drops as well. And this one is keeping your trigger down. Like if you get 2 kills with the trigger down without releasing the trigger, you're going to drop SIG ammo for your group.
Do you have
But
to
it's
get
not
the
going to
killing-
drop SIG ammo, it's going to increase the new SIG ammo meter that we'll talk about in a second.
Okay, cool, because I don't know about this yet.
Yes.
I'm assuming that do you need to be, how does it work with kill crediting? Do you need to get the killing blow, or do you need to participate in the kill up to a point?
Actually, I think if we could put up, I know it's a low res screenshot, the ammo bar, just as a visual aid while we're talking.
This one?
Yeah, maybe the next one, because it's filled a little bit.
Okay.
No, the previous one, that's more legible. Yeah,
Okay, great.
So next to your, you see the little bar next to the 05, the vertical bar?
Yes.
That fills as you kill things or proc these talents, everything that we associate with signature ammo from the trees traditionally.
On all specializations?
On all specializations have this. This is a new way to get signature ammo. We recognized that it wasn't fun to not understand when it was going to drop, how often it was going to drop, what you had to do. So we revamped it completely. When this bar is full, your next kill will drop signature ammo for you.
No drops.
What?
I mean, but like there's no drops in the way that we know them now?
There's no random drops. When this bar is full,
Okay.
it will drop signature ammo for you. This bar is filled when you kill things, when your group mates kill things, when your group mates proc their, the talents that are in the tree, or when you proc your talent, like, you know, sharpshooter needs to do headshots.
But it will still physically drop in the world and you have to pick it up.
Yeah,
Okay,
it will.
good.
But the
to know.
point here is that you have this meter and you know exactly when it's going to happen. You see how fast it fills. You can see when your group mates affect the pace at which you get signature ammo. No longer RNG behind the scenes. Very predictable, very like gamified, if you will.
Okay. Can we talk about the buff to the TAC 50?
Yeah, we can. So like the tree you saw and everything is part of. We can't release a new spec that is as good as it can be without updating the other specs. So that's why the other specs got the tree changes. We know that the TAC 50 didn't live up to some of the sniper builds that were out there, so why ever switch to it? Now it will. Like, it just buffed the damage quite substantially. Same with the crossbow. It didn't crack armor like reliably on heavies when you were in a group. So we kind of try to fix that as well.
Okay, cool.
So that will be more reliable to crack the armor piece that you hit on NPCs.
Okay. I also see we have a question in here from Pog Angel. Will you fix the pulse skill threat messaging blocking crosshair?
Don't know which error that is. Like, I don't have insight into all the flaws that get fixed.
We'll have to ask the UI team about that.
We'll have to ask the UI team. I mean, that seems annoying. So
why don't you
hopefully,
know? Why don't you
why
know
don't I know
everything?
everything? Yeah, go fix that.
Useless, Frederick.
But
Useless.
in summary, I think like we have a new spec that's going to be awesome. Lots of fun, highly thematic, right?
Yeah.
But we've also done updates to the other specs to bring them in line and make the signature ammo acquisition a lot more fun as well. So I think in overall it's a good package.
Cool, nice recap. I also think it's worth noting, I don't want anyone to think that I took these screenshots.
It was me, sorry. Just at my machine and the lowest resolution because I was hurrying for state of the game. Sorry.
Right. Yeah, but that being said, we want to make sure that you have the most up-to-date things. So there you go. Sometimes these things will happen, and it's better to have screenshots than to not. Can we talk just quickly about mod changes and skill balance? I know that there are other people working on those, but what do you know about that?
So gear mods, right? We knew that there was this flaw that the generic mods that exist at low level, and some people have even found them at high level, they fit into all the slots, so that naturally everybody used damage mods in all the slots, even though they were low. So you had to make a level 19 character and farm and all of that. And that's not fun. So we made generic slots just fit generic mods just fit generic slots. So they don't work anymore on high-end gear.
Okay.
And we know that's disappointing to some. Like, it was unintended behavior, but like to sort of compensate for that, now it's a like-for-like system. If your mod is red, it fits in a red socket. No more system or protocol division of slot types.
So that's quite a big change.
It is a big change, but it sort of compensates, because now you can take, you know, your weapon damage mods and put them in any red slot, and the system protocol thing doesn't exist anymore. So that's going to sort of open up the...
It's a bit more streamlined as well.
It's a little bit more streamlined, easier to understand, more visual. We think it's for the better. Kind of makes up a little bit for what you lose in those old blue mods as well. So
it's on the PTS now?
Yep.
Okay, good. So feedback on these things is always appreciated on the forums. Skills balance, again.
Right. This is something we're working on that we're not seeing so much on TU4, but we've stated publicly that we're working on this. Our intent is to make sure our goal is to make sure skill builds are as awesome as weapon builds or tanky builds.
Cool. All right. We'll have to do another state of the game on all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Soon, when we can go in depth with the right people on it.
I think it's good that people know that we're working towards that goal. That's just fine.
Cool. All right. Great. And I know that this is more of a Redstorm question, but there were changes to the Dark Zone as well. How much do you know about those?
Well, I knew that we're working on adding Rogue to the Occupied Dark Zone, and yesterday I saw that was added to the patch notes of the PTS. So, yeah, there's non-toggle, as far as I know, Rogue in the Occupied Dark Zone with like, I think it's like infinite manhunt. Like you can go up to 50 manhunt or something like that. So it's a different type of Rogue, like.
So vanilla Rogue.
Vanilla Rogue, old school Rogue system.
Yeah. Yep. So you can, I mean, if anyone remembers back, maybe you weren't around for Division 1. Basically, some people might like get tricky with their line of sight and you know, force you to, you know, shoot them. But this is a
Yeah, someone's saying that the TAC 50 is still garbage on the PTS. Yes, that is true. The PTS build doesn't have the buff to the TAC 50. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
It was a late buff to it. So whoever, Stygian Games who's pointing that out, you're absolutely correct. It's still low on the PTS.
Well, to be fair, Stygian said currently on the PTS, the TAC 50 is still a POS. Which means
point of sales.
Which means no, it means piece of shit.
Yeah. So we're aware, but that's exactly what we are trying to fix.
Cool. That's what I use, so I'm excited to hear that. All right. Are there any other things that you can tell us about? I mean, maybe not that are on the PTS, but what you're kind of playing around with at the moment. Without going into I mean,
it's interesting because you see some people who have noticed some things on the PTS that are coming, like maybe some exotic stuff and whatnot. But we're constantly working on new content. But the big push we're doing on our team is making sure that skill builds become fun and viable. So that's going to be ongoing for a while.
Hold up. If it's on the PTS and people have seen it,
I'm saying I saw people see blueprint for exotic knee pads on the PTS. So exotic gear.
I mean, if it's there, it's...
Yep. I don't know if anybody's equipped it yet, but it's there.
If it's there, that means it might be coming into the game. There have been times when things have been on the PTS and that's been an accident.
Sure.
I remember for the Division 1, what was it that got into the PTS that we were like,
I can't remember.
I'm sorry. It was one of the weapons.
Yeah, maybe.
Was it?
But this is intended to get into the game, and people have seen it, so it's like we'd be silly not to acknowledge that that's a thing that's coming.
I feel like it was the MG5.
Maybe.
That was like, they were like, there's a new gun, and we were like, that wasn't meant to be in there. There's a question from Alpin Vibes. What about, can we just have a look at that full question? Sorry, we have to adjust a few things.
Merciless.
Merciless, hitting for circa 2K on the first shot instead of 30K per shot. What's happened with Merciless?
I don't know. I mean, I was watching people playing good Merciless explosive damage builds yesterday on live. So, I mean, Merciless does hit low, and then you're supposed to build up the primer and the detonating shots, and that's like what makes up its damage. So I think, I'm not sure about the numbers, but that sounds intentional. Like, it doesn't hit hard on the first shot, right? You're meant to hit the primers and then the detonators.
Was it meant to be 2K or 20K? Anyway,
I don't
know. We'll take a look, but it's as far as we know, working as intended.
Yeah, I mean, I see people doing really efficient builds with it.
Cool. Oh, damn, dude, we're kind of almost running out of time.
Yeah, cool.
All right. No, this is fun though. All right. I tried to get as much information out of you as I could. Is there anything else you can sneak in that isn't going to get me in trouble?
No. But I can sneak things in and get you in trouble instead.
Sure. Thanks.
No, I think in general, we're really looking forward to the feedback on the gunner. And there's some more tweaks coming. Like, PTS is the build that we had, and there's been obviously changes since. So, like, keep the feedback coming.
On that, when people get onto the PTS and they do eventually get the unlock of the gunner straight away, will they still have to grind out all of the specialization points, or are we giving them everything to start?
I think the intent for the PTS is to have full points.
Okay.
All the specs actually have 165 points now, so there's also 5 more points for everybody to grind on all of their specs into U4.
All right, cool. Someone, Murph saying, make Frederick angry. I try.
Yeah.
It's too hard.
It's not that I don't get angry, it's that you can't make people angry. That's the problem.
Don't challenge me on that. The thing is, I mean, I can push Frederick as much as I want. If he says the wrong thing, I feel like you're probably going to get fired before I do.
Ooh, ouch.
We'll see.
Let's not go for that.
Let's not even try.
Right.
Thank you
very
much.
It's been great.
Please stick around because we have some agent highlights and all of that stuff.
Cool.
And please, if you are interested, I don't care if you're interested. Go play the PTS whether you're interested or not. We want your feedback. If you can't play it, go and watch it.
And even if you don't feedback, do play it because we also get data from seeing what people do.
Cool. All right. So for the agent highlights for this week, we want to congratulate some of our winners for the month. Let's start off with, actually the prize is the law book. Is it? Why are you angry? You didn't bring it. Ella was freaking out behind the camera. But no, so the winners of this month will receive the Division Law book. It's super pretty, and if you haven't seen it, you're missing out. But sorry, we don't have it right here. But the winners. So the agent highlights winners of that for this month. Let's bring up those. Yay! Slow Penguin cosplay and also Kingle G4. If you were not around over the past few weeks, you will have missed these. Frederick,
Look at that setup.
I know. So did you watch
Gorgeous.
last week when this was on?
No,
So
I missed it.
you see the chair.
Yeah.
Originally, and I said this last week, I was like, oh, he's reupholstered a chair, which is really impressive.
But no.
No, he made the chair.
You made it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And the table. All of it.
Jesus. Make one for me?
Yeah.
No.
Slow Penguin's been killing it on the cosplay side of things as well. And I mentioned being a professional makeup artist and photographer seems to be working out pretty well.
That's going to be an advantage because that looks awesome.
So cool. Really impressive. I can't wait to see more of that. So congratulations. We'll be getting in touch with you and making sure we get the lore book out to you as soon as we can. But for people who don't have as much makeup as some people, or as me, anyway, the Division 2 photo mode is another way that you can win prizes. So for this month, we picked a couple of awesome images. Let's take a quick look at those. We have X-Pacer X and Virtual Visuals. The composition of these,
Wow.
10 out of 10.
So cool.
The rule of thirds in that first one, just nailed it. Love the lights. And also just, I really love X-Pacer's one, the composition of that.
Yeah, and the flag in the background.
Super unique. That's just really smart. Well done. Well done on that. We hadn't seen any other ones like that in the submission, so great job. This week, so for the next competition that we will be running for this coming month, we have 3 new ones to show you. Let's take a look at this month's agent highlights. So the first one, and this was actually shared on Twitter the other day, Camburger. Very cool. Love it.
Yeah, love the use of the phoenix as well. You don't see it much.
Is anyone, we should add that to the merch store, like a phoenix hair clip.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I would be very, very happy of it. All right, the next one we have is someone that, will be very familiar to a lot of people who have been around the Division community for a long time. Matt is killing it even more.
Oh, that's one of the new masks
with the
as well.
the cosplay. New Hunter masks, new Hunter cosplay, Doggo.
Doggo.
Extra points for Doggo. It's
it's unrealistic because he's petting the dog, right?
yes.
Yeah.
If anyone has actually managed to see my Feilau cosplay, it's actually a little bit wrong to call it my Feilau cosplay because Matt actually made it.
Right. I remember when you received that. That's fantastic.
He hand stitched all of the vest and everything. I think it's currently my profile picture on Twitter as well. So if you're like, oh, Hamish made a really good cosplay, I didn't do shit. I just put some coffee on it and that was all I did.
Oh, don't underestimate what weathering does. That's great.
Yeah, but I can't claim any of it. But anyway, so Matt, you're fantastic as well. We have one more from, I think this one is from Mike the Brick Guy, who we'll have seen before as well. More of
different
the Legos.
doggos.
Yes.
That is cool.
Yeah. Have you been doing any Lego recently?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
The expensive houses that you can buy, like the for adults Lego sets.
Oh, for adults Lego sets.
Yeah.
All right. So erotic Lego. Keep making the same joke every week. It's fantastic.
That's good.
All right. Awesome entries this this month, or this week actually, because there's going to be more coming next week. Again, thank you very much for joining me for a conversation about all of these things.
We could talk for a long time about these things, but
I really want to
forgot some stuff. Yeah.
promise me that next time I manage to get you on, that we'll hook up a build and you can show us.
Oh
stuff
man, that
live.
would be great.
Yeah?
If we could do that. Yeah, absolutely.
You're
Maybe even
into
show
it?
some behind the scenes gym stuff, like our.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great.
I really want you to take us through all of the logic behind these changes and what they actually mean. So we'll try and do as much of that live in the future as
That'd be
possible.
cool.
But future things. We're constantly trying to make this show better, and you guys are trying to make the game better. So keep doing it.
Cool.
All right. Thanks very much, everyone, for tuning in to State of the Game this week. We'll see you again, unless there's a public holiday. No, there's no public holiday next week.
Not next week. It's been for 2 weeks, but not
I know,
next
it's been
week.
making these working weeks really annoying, actually, because I don't have time to get all my stuff done. All right, but we're back again next week, usual time, usual place and all of that. No maintenance tomorrow. Maybe a maintenance on Friday. Go play the PTS. If you don't, that's cool too. Feedback is great. Play as much as you can. Give us the numbers and all of that because we want to make the game better. All right.
Cool.
See you again next week. Bye, bro.